I am hella frustrated right now, but I just feel like I have to do a reading. I have such insane amounts of teams that are on me that are trying to kill me, inconspicuously kill me. They're fulfilling kill contracts, but they're trying to like not be obvious about it. It's disgusting. I have the devil card. Every day this enemy is plotting a new way to kill me, a new way to kill their enemies. They want to get these kill contracts through. These are the targeted individual Havana syndrome contracts, okay? They are directly tied to Vladimir Putin. They are kill contracts in the millions, okay? They are out of Florida, and they're hiding the contracts through different, I want to say they're like weapons contracts. They're being done through the privatization of the military. So it's through the military contractors. I have been told that I am a Pennzoil contract, that I am a Penske contract. Those are car contracts. I have gotten messages that I am a victim of Mitsubishi, okay? I've also gotten references to Ford Motor Co. I've gotten references to RC Cola. I have gotten references to... God, there's just too many. Like, I really can't keep up, to be honest, with all of it. Milwaukee's Best is one of them. How they do these contracts, it is connected to Manhattan. So Manhattan is the hedge funders, okay? The hedge funders do the kill contracts. You are worth a certain amount of money. You become a bank asset. I have been told that I am a bank asset of Deloitte. What I am connecting and communicating through or being killed through is a bank server. I believe it is the same server that Donald Trump was communicating to the Russians through, which is Alpha Bank server. When I look up Deloitte, they do have a sister company that is a Russian bank, okay? So it might be that they're hiding it through Deloitte, like Deloitte is a shell company or a cover company through some type of an investment firm, because I was getting that all of these kill contracts were through investment firms, private equity firms connected to Jared Kushner. The private equity firms connected to Jared Kushner are being funded through United Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Israel, okay? Israel is directly tied to the Zionists, Black Cube, and they are trapping us in other dimensions. They're trapping our DNA. They're doing gene editing connected to Pfizer, connected to Big Pharma. And Pfizer works directly with Beam, which is a gene editing company. It is through the gene technology, okay? It is through the DNA bioengineering technology that they are able to trap you molecularly. I know this stuff is really out there, but it's connected to NASA. There are Russian NASA projects. They reignited Operation Paperclip, which is connected to the Nazis. World War II. They reignited that through a KKK agenda under Donald Trump. So that was the rise of the KKK again, okay? So through the Project Paperclip, you have all of these, I guess, people and churches, I know this sounds crazy, that are connected to this. So part of these churches is the Church of Scientology and the Mormon Church, the Church of the Latter-day Saints, okay? They're part of the trafficking and the pedophilia rings, okay? They're part of the media. They're connected to celebrities. I was watching something recently. I was watching Congress trying to pass a spending bill for the Republicans that are supposed to all be charged with treason already and should not even be near the Capitol right now. They're not even allowed near the Capitol because they're part of the insurrection. None of those commands have been followed through on because the DC Capitol Police is compromised, okay? They are pretending like business as usual. And anyone that gets in their way, they are putting under kill contracts, okay, in Florida. Connected to Lidos and the Group 7. Okay, that's what I've been getting, the Group 7 for a long time. They're a group of programmers connected to Lidos, connected to our weapons contractors. So our country has been under attack and is still under attack. We are pretending that Donald Trump is the president right now when they had a fraudulent election, okay? Elon already admitted to that, all right? They tell us what's going on. We're just letting them do whatever they want, okay? There is no security clearance department. There is no security clearance department. The department is mafia. It is Trump's mafia. They are weaponizing the security clearance, military interrogation technologies. They've upgraded the technologies because they got access to it, and they weaponize it against their enemies. One of the main people who is a part of that is Kim Jong-un, okay? Connected to Mark Zuckerberg and North Korea's warfare on us. And it's part of a thought warfare, okay? It's a mind control prison. And they weaponize your thoughts against you as part of the warfare. As of 2 weeks ago, I saw General Mattis protecting North Korea over the United States of America, okay? Because he's part of the original coalition with North Korea and Donald Trump. The original people that are part of that coalition are General Mattis and Lieutenant General Thomas Ferguson, okay? General Mike Flynn could be part of that coalition, but he was undergoing indictments, okay, through the Mueller investigations. I'm not sure if he was a part of that original coalition. The original coalition, though, is General Mattis and I'm hearing Gina Haspel. She was CIA director at that time, and Lieutenant General Thomas Ferguson. He was command. He was the one doing the interviews on Crazy Kimmy, having this new technology, this nuclear missile technology that could suddenly reach the United States of America from North Korea. Okay, he was the one handling the interviews on that. He is Air Force. He is, I believe, Shriver Air Force. I believe he's out of Colorado. I believe he operates out of Colorado. He's Space Force. He was supposed to be a retired lieutenant general at the end of 2020. But these people do not pay attention to if you're retired or not. They don't care. Once you're in their little bro club, you are who they are. So why is this coming up right now? There's some kind of an issue with the commands right now. The chain in command has been broken. Lieutenant General Ferguson broke the chain in command. He has acted like he is for our country. He is not for our country. I am one of the only people that has the intel on Lieutenant General Ferguson because I had the pleasure of being trapped, imprisoned, and tortured by him for probably 3 years. And whoever these other people are that are around them, they do not see the truth. They do not see the side of these people that I have witnessed. I have intel on him. I have intel on Mike Flynn. I have intel on Charles Flynn. I have intel on all of them. Why? Because I'm the rank. I'm the freaking rank. I earned the rank. That's why I get the intel on them. I have intel on Bill Barr. I have intel on the Pentagon. I have intel on Donald Trump. I have intel on anything that is going on right now in the country. I have intel on. And the U.S. military is not honoring my rank. They are not honoring my rank because I am capped out at the very top by his general. So they won't recognize me because at the very top of the United States of America, the top leading generals are Lieutenant General Thomas Ferguson. It is General Mike Flynn. It is General Charles Flynn. They are part of the insurrection cover-up. It is General Milley, General Mattis. But I have not felt General Milley's energy within the last 2 days. So I don't know if there's something going on with General Milley. And Gina Haspel is still there. She is still operating as well. Kellyanne Conway is part of this group. Kellyanne Conway was neighbors with Oleg Deripaska in D.C., okay? She is part of Trump's command. She somehow, if she has communications with him, however their communications go out, she is some type of an operator through command. So when commands are coming in that Donald Trump is charged with treason, I am capped out at the very top because all of his generals are at the very top with their ranks still, with their medals, even though their ranks and medals have all been pulled. They are not supposed to have uniforms. They're not supposed to be on military bases. They're not supposed to have access to any systems. They are no longer recognized by the United States of America. Some of the charges are different than the other ones. Their specific charges are connected to the insurrection, January 6th, okay? Their charges are connected to that. Donald Trump's charges are connected to the January 6th insurrection. It seems as if they are getting charged and are no longer recognized by the United States of America, it seems that it is going back to the January 6th insurrection, and everything past that point is null. It's almost like it didn't happen because he already overthrew the country at that insurrection time period. And that is part of the military maps that Donald Trump, I guess, was showcasing in New Jersey. Okay, in Bedminster, New Jersey. So it's almost like everything past that point is almost like nullified in some way because we were already under attack. We were already under full-blown warfare. Everything else that has happened since then is a cover-up operation, okay? It's a cover-up operation, which we have, I think, have unveiled at this point in time. Like, I have the military coming in. Like, we know there's cover-up operations with every one of these generals. The charges would not have come in unless there was evidence of the crimes. Like, so the charges have come in through the military portals, through the military headsets. The chain of command, it was supposed to go out to all military, all law enforcement, all government officials, that the truth around what happened with Donald Trump. Those communications have yet to go out. So I have justice coming in here. We have an issue with the court system because we have a staged case, the Stormy Daniels trial. And then we have an infiltrated case, which is the Mar-a-Lago docs case with Jack Smith. That was an infiltrated case through Judge Cannon out of Florida. Okay? What happened there? There was an interference and obstruction of justice caused by Eric Prince. Eric Prince interfered with that case. He is also one of the people who is capping me out at the very top. So Eric Prince, he's automotive, he's cars. He's how the military contracts are going in with the car manufacturers. So Mitsubishi could be Chinese run job to do kill contracts, for example. They can run the kill contracts through Mitsubishi because nobody's going to look up Mitsubishi. They can have an off location. The last I checked, they were moving into Oceanside, which is exactly where I lived and is exactly where Tesla was. That was the hometown of Tesla. Okay? So Mitsubishi was moving in. They were looking, they were on the job boards as I was leaving Oceanside. Oceanside also had a fire at the pier, which is very eerily reminiscent of New Jersey, okay? I don't know if you guys ever heard, but there was a fire in Seaside, I believe. There was a huge fire. And then there's been a series of other fires that have happened. There was the Tiffany's fire, and then there was a building that went on fire connected to a business associate of Steve Bannon out of Manhattan. So a lot of fires, Malibu fires, obviously. There was a fire in Texas, the Texas meat farm in Texas. There was the explosion in freaking Pennsylvania, the chocolate factory. Just a lot of weird fires. Montana fires. There's the freaking, we cannot forget the fires in Hawaii, okay? Lot of fires. When we didn't have fires for a decade, we were laying off all the firemen. They were only volunteer fire departments in a majority of the country. It was rare you would get paid to be in a fire department. But a lot of fires, you know what I mean? A lot of fires. A little strange. Okay, I got justice coming in here. So I'm just trying to think. I think the reason I came on today is I have to figure out why the commands are not being honored on the back end, because I can see that their ranks are stripped. I can see that they are no longer, the commands never change. They don't change. They stay the same. If anything, the commands get worse, okay, for these people. They've been getting a lot worse on the back end, where if you are protecting these people, you are charged with those crimes. Those crimes are punishable by death. They're war crimes against the country. War crimes. I'm getting the harvesting of organs coming in with this message. Thomas Bergeson's information was scrubbed from the internet. He was owner or partner of a private jet company. That private jet company carted organs, okay? They carted organs globally. That was part of their private jet company. I wonder what they were involved in. It's a little dark. A little dark. I got the Hermit coming in around that. The private jet company altogether is weird, with a lieutenant general command, okay, being a partner of that private jet company. Private jet companies ties back to celebrities, can tie back to anywhere, because who I was meeting with through my interactions via Zoom, the general, or not the general, but the person I was meeting with who said their boss worked in the Pentagon, that guy was telling me all kinds of stuff through his private jet travels, okay? His descriptions matched Lieutenant Thomas Bergeson's descriptions to a T, in terms of what he did for a living, who he worked for, the private jet company, carting organs. I mean, everything he talked about in those meetings with me matches Lieutenant General Bergeson's, I guess, background, okay? It's a very specific background. Almost too specific. So, I don't know what the heck is going on right now, but something has to give. Like, there has to be a shift, because we have literally a fake presidency going on right now. It is a freaking reality show. It's a mess. We have people like Pete Hegseth in positions that he is not qualified for. He never went through a security clearance. We have Kash Patel, never went through a security clearance. Christopher Wray, I don't know if he went through a full security clearance. I'm getting Mike Pompeo did his clearance right now. Mike Pompeo, what was he? He was director of the CIA before Haspel, appointed by Donald Trump. I gotta check his background and see what he is. If he was like a freaking, he was probably like, everybody's background of who Trump appoints is like oil. It's somebody like corrupt, dude. It's like they always have corrupt backgrounds. Like Gina Haspel, her background is in torture. And I think at is it like freaking, I can't think of the name of the facility. Guantanamo? She like specializes in torture. That's his freaking CIA director. Pompeo's probably like a lobbyist or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember what his background is, but it's probably like super seedy. So he did the security clearance for Christopher Wray. So if that says anything, and now it's just mafia doing security clearances. It's fucking mafia. See, devil. There is nobody in there doing security clearances, guys. We do not have a security clearance department. IRS is the same thing. IRS, we do not have an IRS department. It is not functioning in the way that it once did. It is not the same department. It's mafia. I know who's in the freaking IRS. I've seen them. They're freaking hedge funders out of Manhattan. They're freaking owned by oligarchs, Russian oligarchs. They're owned by Putin. I've had to see everything, unfortunately. I've had to see way too much. I wish I could unsee what I have seen, but I can't. But I'm telling you, we're not a working government. Like, we're not a working, like, our country is not operating correctly. And I have to figure out why they're not honoring the commands right now and what is going on, because the commands have come in. It's every man for themselves, upholding your oath to protect and serve the United States of America and its citizens, not Donald Trump. That's not part of their oath. Their oath is not to protect Donald Trump or crime or mafia. That's not their oath. Their oath is not to honor contracts that were carried out by any of these crime groups or networks. So I don't know if we're waiting for some heroes to rise. I don't know what we're waiting on right now, but something has to give. I have the Wheel of Fortune. It is a clear ending is coming through. This has to, it's a wrap. It has to end. It has to come to a head. Like, we have to clear the mess up. Nobody is supposed to be meeting at the Capitol. There is not supposed to be any bills being passed or signed. There are not supposed to be anyone who is in Congress is not supposed to be going to the Capitol and reporting business as usual. I know that sounds so insane, but those seats are not real seats. So all of the seats of the Republican Party where it says they swept the nation is a lie, okay? They were pre-planned, pre-staged seats. So everything they're passing is null. It's null. Like, they don't get spending bills. A majority of those Republicans have been charged with treason. They're not supposed to be reporting to Congress every day. They're not supposed to be on any boards. They're not supposed to be passing anything. They have been charged with treason and conspiracy to defraud the United States of America. Matt Gaetz, I know, okay, he withdrew from his seat as a senator, but there's a whole lot of contracts that man passed that are null, connected to targeted individual programs that are part of Havana Syndrome, which are war crimes against the United States of America. A lot of those generals got charged with war crimes connected to Havana Syndrome. General Milley his crimes are Havana Syndrome cover-up crimes. Those are war crimes against the United States of America. So we've moved into war crime category. There have been specific states that have been charged with war crimes altogether. The states that have been charged with war crimes is the state of Florida, the state of California, the state of Texas have been charged with war crimes, and the state of Tennessee, and I believe New York has been charged with war crimes. The state of New York has been charged with war crimes. Those are the states right now that are charged. There has been some issues with California, but it's not true because California was infiltrated. They were infiltrated by Texas and they were infiltrated by Florida. So those crimes carry out, but there's an issue with Governor Newsom, okay, with getting charged for those crimes. So there's an issue with California right now, but he was compromised and infiltrated, fully infiltrated. Thomas Bergeson could be potentially connected to the infiltration in California because I saw him there. I saw his energy there. I saw him operating out of, I want to say he was Pendleton, I think it was. Is it Pendleton? Camp Pendleton? I think he was around there. I have a feeling, I don't know why, but I felt his energy around Camp Pendleton. So there's full-blown mega operations going on in the state of California to turn that state red, to turn it red. And also something's coming in right now around the DMV operations, okay? So there's something really sketchy with the DMV operations. I was on camera at the DMV reporting what was going on to me on camera so that I would be on a government camera reporting these crimes of what they were doing to me, okay? because my headset was connected to that same, I guess, the same system. And then I was reporting on that system. I had to be on a government camera to report. So that's the Oceanside, California, DMV. I was reporting these crimes on that. But I'm getting like mafia coming in around that. They're removing Neuralink from me as I'm saying that, because they know their operations are all crime. All crime. Oh, I'm so thirsty right now. I will leave you guys there. Thanks so much for all of your love, support, and blessings. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully we can keep spreading this information, bringing it to the light, okay? What's really going on, and not the shit show everybody thinks is going on. I do want to tell you all, our allies know the truth as well. In fact, our allies have more information and intel than our own country does in our intel right now, in terms of what actually happened. There is better intel in other countries than our own country right now, which is all by design to delude and to defraud our country. So they know what's going on, that Donald Trump is not the president. They know that. They do know that. They do know that. It might not say that in the system at this moment in time because they deleted it out, but I have intel that many of the countries know he's not the president. They know he's not. Okay, they know what happened with the election. They know what happened with the first election, the 2016 election. They gave intel to our own military. Okay, they had the intel of what happened. Germany gave us intel. We had the intel. Anyways, I will leave you guys there. Sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.